Another Spider-Man book. Weekly. There's at least something that comes out. That's why it's going to be interesting. So if Disney devalues the brand of Spider-Man, which would be stupid. I watched a video yesterday. Did you know that because Marvel owns the marketing rights to Spider-Man, Sony doesn't own that. So there's a really bad deal for Sony in this, in that they only make movie money. All of the merchandising rights is Marvel's. Do you know how much money? According to this video I watched, it was why Marvel can't and won't buy Spider-Man from Sony. It was a really good video. But did you know, according to him, and the video was well done, so I'm going to believe him, they make like $1 billion annually in merchandise money from Spider-Man. That's more than they make in Avengers and everybody else. So I wonder if they will devalue the brand, because they did it. But see, they did do it to X-Men. They did it to Fantastic Four. But those properties didn't make as much money. But they're in a position where they can make a brand better, which was what the Spider-Man being in the MCU was all about, brand, making its brand stronger. So it's possible that they could position Wolverine and some of the X-Men to have a much stronger brand. If you remember in the 90s, X-Men were the top dogs at Marvel. That brand was probably hauling in big money. So if they can pull that off again, they might not need Spider-Man. And that's what this book is. This book is all about brand recognition. So they brought in Bagley, who's been around for a while, still doing. He's been doing Venom stuff and a few offshoot books here and there. Bagley's been around. Larson and Conway, though, Conway did a couple of books. I forget what book he did, but he did a Spider-Man book recently, the What If book. What if Flash Thompson became Spider-Man? And I think something else. He pops in here and there, kind of like as a guest writer. Eric Larson, though, hasn't done anything other than his Weirdo Savage Dragon book in a long time. He's also a real jerk. He's been going back and forth with people from Comicsgate forever on Twitter. It's quite amusing to see him back over here. It's almost like he's trying to strengthen his brand. Because make no mistake, getting yourself on a Spider-Man book will strengthen your brand. Even though he did Spider-Man for a long time, this is his cover. He did really good work as Spider-Man. I really like this cover a lot, though his artwork is a little bit shaky on here. So, like, I'm looking at this drawing of this female he did here, and she almost looks just stiff. She looks really stiff. The movement's just kind of weird. She's got like weird hips. I'm not really sure what he was thinking. This Wolfman here leaves a lot to be desired. His Spider-Man, though, looks great. I can't take away his Spider-Man. That looks fantastic. Just some weird decisions here. Like, look at this. Were you taking the day off there, Eric? Did they not pay you enough? What is this? Do you see that? I know you can see that. Look at that. That's terrible. What is this? This is 3 one-shots. The first one-shot, which has the best art and story, is Jerry Conway and Mark Bagley on pencils. This one's really good. This one is about Spider-Man looking for Mary Jane's cousin. And while he's fighting this guy, I forget his name, but this guy right here, he can make holes and stuff, and you fall through them. I don't remember who this guy is. It's the Spot or something. I'm sure he's been in some books. I don't really remember him at all. But the entire time that Spider-Man is fighting the Spot and this guy's goons, Punisher is in the background and taking people out. If you didn't know Jerry Conway made the Punisher, he created him. So it's natural that he would have him in here. You don't find out it's the Punisher to the very end of the story. But this is the best one. This is the best story, has the best artwork, has the best story. Then there's a middle story, which is about Spider-Man fighting bullies. This is the weakest of the 3. Didn't care for this. The real highlight, though, I'm sure for a lot of long-term Spider-Man fans, is going to be Eric Larson coming back and doing artwork. He also wrote the story. The story really doesn't even matter. He's just fighting some woman who creates werewolves, and Spider-Man beats them. It's really just a reason for Eric Larson to draw Spider-Man again. That's really the entire point of this side story. And that's pretty much it. How much did I pay for this? I think it was just $4. Oh, it was $5. I'm sorry. $5. It's a one-shot, 3 one-shot stories. There won't be a second one. They still call it number 1, of course, just to get you to buy it up. It'll be a new series going big. It's 1 issue. That's it. I guess the appeal here is if you want to see a lot of old hat Spider-Man people working on a book, it's worth picking up. You don't really need to get it. The only recommendation I have for you to buy this is if you want to see a lot of long-time Spider-Man people work on Spider-Man again. That's really the appeal of the book. That's it. They didn't even promote it at all. It was just there. I knew it was coming because I think Bounding in the Comics did an article saying Larson was coming back. And, well, that's interesting. I'll check it out. He left a lot to be desired, as I showed you in the art. His Spider-Man looks good, though. I can't take that away from him. It was still neat to see, a lot of old-time creators come back. I guess it's up to you. Remember, Conway has been a real jerk lately, and Eric Larson has been a jerk for years. I think he's just stupid. I don't think he really knows what he's doing. I've come to the conclusion I think Eric Larson is just an idiot. That would be my guess. So take that for what it is. Pick it up if you want to. I probably wouldn't have picked it up, if I wasn't doing the channel. Like I said, I'm going to write this off. This is a tax write-off, so it's not really a big deal. But I can't 100% recommend it. Like I said, the only appeal for you to pick this up is if you want to see a bunch of old-time Marvel people get back on Spider-Man. Anyway, subscribe, leave a comment. Make sure you still subscribe, share the video, check out my Twitch, YellowFlash Comics, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.